Hello, this is Noah Warden for the simple inventory assignment. I got my items here and inventory off here to the side on the screen. The yellow ones are everything is labeled apple. So the gold ones are +3, the orange are +1, green are -1, black are -3. So yep, 1 apple, quantity 2, 3, 6. -1, -1, -1. -1 more, +1 more, +1 more. The blacks are -3, 4. And if we -1 again, removes it from the inventory, we say +2 and do a -3, it also removes it from the inventory. +3, -1, -3. And orange are +1. And I'll just get into it. DS inventory item. All I did was add a quantity variable. The pickup base remains the same. Apple pickup. Here's the code for that one. Quantity is 1, and it goes into add item, which I'll get into it in a little bit, and then at the end it destroys itself if it works. Mega apple, this is just +3. Quantity 3. Negative apple. So this would take away an apple from your inventory. Quantity 1, and the mega negative apple takes away 3. And then AC inventory, I'm going to start with has item. Simple enough. Find item. The changes I made were here, the array element, quantity, and array index. This was added when I added the quantity variable. And so the array element quantity I set to a variable, and also the index I set to a variable. And then they feed through here. So this is has item, find item. Here is add item. So the return value is the index in find item. Found index just into return value. So back to add item. I like to set things to local variables because it's easier to keep track of things in my head. So how this works is, if it is equal to -1, if something is, if we're adding something to our inventory, if it is equal to -1, that means it's not in the inventory at all. It's going to go ahead and make a new index for that. If it is in the inventory, it's going to go down here. If it's unique, if it's adding something new, if it's the adding something, and it's adding something that's unique, and if we already have it in the inventory, it's not going to do anything. And then, last but not least, looking at this now, I can probably move this to up here, because this is saying if we don't have it, or if it's not a unique item that's already in our inventory, or if it is in our inventory but it's not unique. So to simplify that, I think I could just move half of it up there to the top line here, but I'll do that later. Crap, I just dropped something. Give me a second. Alright. So yeah, this uses the has item. If we already have the item, it will go through a separate function that I made called add quantity. It will not add a new index. It will just add to the quantity of the same index. Unless all other fails, this again also assumes that it doesn't exist in the inventory yet, which is why I said I might be able to move half of it up here because this is the same thing as this one here. But anyways, add quantity. I can take rid of this. That was for testing purposes. So it takes the count, which is the quantity already in the inventory, from find item. Quantity is just what we already have. So yeah, add quantity. It adds the quantity to the amount that we're adding. So that'd be 1 or 3. Adds that together. That makes that the new one. And then modifies the index, the item at the current index to try to keep them the same things. And then remove item works on the same idea. Taking the, remember this is just the index and this is the quantity. And then same thing, remove quantity function that I also made. If the quantity that we already have is greater than the removed quantity, if it is greater than the removed quantity, if it is greater, it will take the top root here, which is doing math to subtract what we have, the have quantity. It's crisscrossed here, you can see, but I wanted to fit it in here. So yeah, subtracts the remove quantity from the quantity we already have. So quantity we have minus remove. And then that gives us the lower value. And it modifies it at the same index. And yeah, thank you very much.